My name is Asalethia Alexis Tribble. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. I live in Dallas, Texas. I cook for a living, and I also have my own cleaning business. My childhood, it was kind of rough. Me and my mom didn't have a relationship. So like I left the house with my mom pretty much when I was about 6, and I moved back in for my 15th birthday. My birthday is November 3rd, and my mom passed that May 2nd. So I wasn't even back with her 6 months before she passed. My father, he wasn't really there. He was out of the picture. I tried to make contact with him a few times. Like he wasn't there. From that young age of pretty much having to mature and become an adult, I kind of felt like I had to take on the responsibilities. So when my mom passed, like my grandma ended up getting sick, so I ended up moving back with my grandma because I kind of wanted to help her out. My brother, like, he had a son, but he wasn't really there for his son like he should have been. There was times when my nephew needed help, like I got called on. Like my brother, he wasn't really getting called on. Like it was times where I'll be at work and I get a call, and like my brother, he didn't get that call. So even like when I did try to better myself, like do different stuff, like I still had to take on responsibilities that wasn't mine. My brothers, they was kind of in the streets. Like one of them, he was definitely in the streets. And growing up with that brother, which was my oldest brother, it definitely was rough. Like he was abusive. It was never like a sexual way. Like it was always like a physical way. Like it was times where he beat my head into the arm of the chair, and it was the thick wooden chair so hard. Like I had pretty much an out-of-body experience, like, and it was over something so minor. And I was a child, like I wasn't trying to call him out. So I pretty much was forced to take on the responsibilities of my brothers and take responsibilities for my brother, even though they was the ones pretty much abusing me. My oldest brother, due to the way he treated me, like it led me to not trust men. Like one of the things that I saw growing up was my mom and my grandma coddled my brothers, and I saw that a lot growing up in the black community. Like I saw a lot of black mothers coddling their black sons, and I just knew that I didn't want that for me, because I was going through abuse from my brothers, and like I was still told to kind of take care of them in some kind of way, you know, as far as look after them and all that. But it's like they train the black female to be a head of the household, and they train the black male to be physically strong, and that backfires on the black female. So I kind of felt like it wasn't really no point in being with a man, and I saw the black woman as the head of the household. Like I saw her as the leader, so that kind of led to me being a lesbian, because going through the abuse that I went through from males at an early age. When my mama passed, my father wasn't there like he should have been. I knew that I didn't want that for me, and I didn't want that for any future children that I might have or I may adopt, you know, so I chose to be a lesbian. From like high school up until probably like 29, I had went through a lot of stuff, because like I just didn't want to like be there for nobody no more, and nobody was there for me. Like I went through bouts of homelessness, It was a period of time where I was homeless and my goddad was letting me use his truck, but he ended up taking his truck away from me. Like, so due to that reasoning, I couldn't find work no more. I felt like, you know, I had nobody, I had no support. So that led me to attempting suicide at the age of 29. I took 70 pain pills and 20 sleeping pills. From the time that happened to now, like, I've had times where I felt depressed, but I've learned how to overcome it. I learned coping mechanisms. I learned how to use cognitive therapy to help myself get through certain situations. Even though there was people like I loved back in South Carolina, like I didn't really feel like some of those people loved me. So it was too many bad memories. I left South Carolina February of 2019. I had a friend who lived in Texas and she offered me an opportunity to move. So I moved to Harker Heights, Texas, which is about three and a half hours away from Dallas. So me and my friend, we ended up becoming lovers. We broke up on good terms, and I had a cousin in Dallas who offered me the opportunity to move to Dallas. That opportunity quickly fell through because we agreed that I would contribute and go half with her on certain things, but I quickly learned that she was somebody that I couldn't trust, because when it was time for the stimulus checks, she wanted my whole stimulus check to get her a car. So we had a big blow up, and during that dispute, I ended up being back on the streets. I ended up being back homeless again. At this time, this is my second period of homelessness. During my first period of homelessness, I suffered the rape. It's even harder in Dallas because the shelters are full, the shelters are nasty. It was shit on the walls, poop on the walls. I mean, people was peeing everywhere but the toilet. While you taking a shower, you gotta take a shower with the door wide open, because people would literally steal your dirty drawers. So it was times where I slept outside, I slept on benches, I slept under bridges. It was several times that I hooked up with women so I have a place to stay. You know, I was going through a lot of like despair. Like, I didn't really see no hope. I ended up going back into the mental hospital. I was in the mental hospital for a period of about 9 days. During this period, things starting to look up. I ended up befriending a property manager, and I would just help her do errands, and I would help her do things around the property. She pulled a few screens, and that's pretty much what led to me being in the place that I'm sitting in right now. Being that I had then found a stable place, the bills still had to be paid. So I'm a cook and I'm a maid. So those are the services that I know how to do. That's how I've been making money. During this period of time, because I don't have a car, transportation and getting back and forth is making it hard to kind of find steady work. So now I'm doing gig work. I'm doing, you know, things I can. I'm out here doing shift gig apps. I've been doing Craigslist, Nextdoor. I'm doing this documentary, picking up some shifts outside of my normal skills. Like, I've been doing packing, I've been doing moving, I even been doing car detailing. Pretty much whatever I could do to make money. The gigs they're not really stable. Sometimes, you know, the app is up and running. Sometimes the app isn't. Sometimes businesses need people to come and complete shifts. Sometimes they don't. Being that it's inconsistent, that led me to facing homelessness again. The eviction has been filed, and the judge could come knocking at my door within a few days. I feel like I never really had a chance from the start, just due to the environment that I was brought up in. I feel anxious. I feel worried because I know what I went through the first time. I just kind of feel like what I want is I want a stable job. Like, I'm a cook, so I plan on, actually being a chef. If not a executive chef, being a sous chef. I like cleaning, so I want to have my own cleaning business one day. So those are the type of things that I want to do. Once I get stable, once I get on my feet, even in the meantime, even if I could right now, I would give back to the community. I want to have a women's shelter one day. I want to help single women with children. I want to have, like a shelter for elderly only, so they could get the care that they need, kind of like a low-income senior citizens home. People always told me that I'm good at doing comedy, so one day I want to do stand-up comedy, giving back. Like, laughter is one of the best medicines that you could give people. So those are some of the goals. It's just right now I'm trying to dig myself out of this negative space so I could actually become the person who I know I have the potential to be. I have money scattered through my house, and I just leave it laying around for my ancestors, because I believe the same way we need money in this life, they need money in the afterlife. So once I leave the coins there, maybe, a week, maybe 3 weeks, just depending on what type of offering that I'm giving, I take it to the crossroads. The crossroads is any 4-way stop sign, and I just leave it there as an offering. Sometimes when I'm walking, I could be walking to work. I just walk into the store, I'll see offerings on the ground, and I won't pick them up, because just another part of my culture. So I was just taught to kind of just leave it there. Even though it's money in my house, it's not like it's a piggy bank. It's actually offerings to my ancestors. Right now, I definitely feel like I'm at a crossroads at my life. I kind of wish that somebody would leave more so knowledge of how to get there. So I'm wishing that they do leave me some coins of knowledge of how to keep and maintain, and how to do more with the money I have. That way, when I do have enough money and have it stable, I know how to manage that. So I'm at a crossroads, and I'm just wishing somebody would come along and just drop something on the ground for me.